We'd like to welcome each and every individual to Engineered Clarity. Hi, my name is Mark Boersma, President of Synergy Solutions and a volunteer for Life Masteries Institute and a member of Legacy Partners. And today, we're going to be looking at the Engineered Clarity process as it applies to the process of thinking differently that brings satisfaction where you desire clarity, specifically as it relates to partnering with CPAs. So when we look at partnering with CPAs, and again, this session is sponsored by Life Masteries Institute and Legacy Partners. They're nonprofit organizations. We'll get more information on them. You want to definitely stick around for your gift session, your 30-minute gift session at the end. You can register for that and being able to go through it. I talked to Chris yesterday, and I've known Chris for, a while now, and he's just amazing. So I'm not going to take any more time on this. I'm going to just turn it over to Chris. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Chris, your background and experience, and then why do you believe that mortgage professionals and CPAs should be working together? And then will the things that you're sharing with us today also work for partnering with realtors, financial planners, chiropractors, builders, just essentially any CPA or any type of professional? Go ahead and dive in, Chris.
Thank you, Mark. Hello, my name is Chris Palermo. I was a loan originator, mortgage branch manager of a mortgage company from 1994 to 2013. And today we're going to discuss about different verticals of referrals I was able to acquire. CPA.
You might want to speak up a little bit. They might have a little bit of a challenge on hearing you.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's a lot better. Go ahead.
Okay. So I was able to create regular streams of business from many different business professionals, CPAs, real estate agents, insurance agents, and financial planners. Today we're going to focus on CPAs. I was able to get at least an extra 6 to 10 deals a year in my career, year after year, from the 2 CPAs that I worked with. And keep in mind that also included the market crash in 2007, 8, and 9. So if we relate that to today's market, you would easily be able to get an extra 10 to 15 deals or transactions a year out of your CPA referral. Now, how was I able to create this regular stream of business where I made an extra $337,000 in revenue and an extra $227,000 in commissions to the LO in that time period? It all starts with a story. Where I met my first CPA. I was 26 years old. I was in a networking group, and I sat next to a gentleman named Howard, who owned his own CPA firm. He was young, though. He was in his early 30s, but I was even younger, in my 20s, as I said. And he said, "Hi, I'm Howard. Who are you?" I said, "I'm Chris Palermo." He said, "What do you do?" I said, "I'm a mortgage loan officer." And he rolled his eyes at me, and I said, "Why did you roll your eyes at me?" He goes, "Well, you guys are probably slightly above professionalism as used car salesmen." Now, having a finance degree and a minor in economics and considering myself a financial professional, I was a little set off by that, but I paid attention to him, and I said, "Why do you say that?" And he told me. And he told me some of the things that he heard mortgage guys do. And I said, "Well, that's not me. I'm different." And he said, "Well, how are you different?" I said, "I have a different holistic financial look that most mortgage people don't do." And we can get into more detail on that, but I said, I truly care about the financial lives of the people that I talk to make sure it definitely benefits for them to either refinance or what type of mortgage they need. It's not just say, here's your payment, here's your rate, or here's how much money you're going to save a month. And he said, "That's very interesting. You talk different than a mortgage person." I said, "Well, it's because I really feel that I have to bring value." And he said, "That's great." I said, "Well, what's more important is I'm here. I want to learn from you." He said, "Why do you want to learn from me?" I said, "I need to know more about your business because I'm not that financially complex right now, but I plan on owning more stuff and having a more complex tax return, and I don't know very much about it. So I want to sit down with you someday and go over that." And then so he started educating me about some things about taxes, the Schedule C, depreciation when it comes to investment properties. And we had a nice conversation. And I didn't know it then, but I know it now, thanks to Mark, is that most accountants are the analytical type personality. And fortunately for myself, I was the analytical type personality. So all the things that we're talking about were analytical and numbers, stuff that, us analytical square personalities like to deal with. So we had a great conversation. I said, I look forward to seeing you next week. And that was it for the first meeting. And the next week came by, and I didn't know this at the time either, but Howard gave me a text. He came in and he said, hey, I think I may have somebody for you that you may be able to help. I said, why? He goes, well, I have a customer that's on a 15-year loan at 7%. They've been on it for about 5 years. He goes, what are the rates now? I said, about 5%. He goes, oh, great. They could definitely save some money by refinancing because it's that 2% difference that was like an industry standard at the time. If you were 2% above or below, that's the signal to look at refinancing. I said, well, Howard, give me a second. And I did a quick calculation on my calculator, and I said, that's not necessarily true. He's like, what do you mean? He goes, I could save him $500 a month, but then I'm going to add those 5 years back, and if that's the only loan that he has to consider worrying about, he'd actually lose $12,000 over the life of that month. And I said, this is just an example of how I work differently, and I think I can bring value to your customers. And that really intrigued his thought process, and he said, you know what? Yes. He goes, what would you like to do? I said, let's sit down. I need to learn more about how you help your customers while doing their return, what information you gather from them, so we can figure out a system of how we can do business together.
Nice.
So go ahead, Mark.
So what we're going to do is, the first 7 minutes, you get kind of a taste like Chris had a process. He he had a system. And that's the key. I think a lot of times we go out and we develop, one relationship with a CPA or one relationship with anybody, and maybe another one here or there, but we don't have a system or process. And if we don't have a system or process, we're not going to replicate that. We're not going to multiply that. So stick around. There's going to be a short 5-second break just for editing purposes, and we're going to get into the more in-depth. If you do have any questions on anything we connect with, we go over today, connect with the individual who invited you to participate, or you can call toll-free 888-230-2300. That's 888-230-2300. Again, we'll give you that contact information again, and then there'll be a short pause, and we'll go into the next segment. Here we go.